Okay, so for day 4, when we're starting to get into real football, and if we're going to base or start out of man coverage, what I really like to do is not neglect too long about getting our blitzes and stunts going. When I went from year 1 to year 2 as a defensive coordinator, I really thought, well, it'll be good for me to put in blitzes late because last year our linebackers were so good at blitzing, and I want them to be able to learn how to fill holes, fill gaps without having a blitz on and practicing that. And so in theory, it was maybe a good idea. But if you're going to be a team who bases out of man or has it be a part of it, my whole thing with playing man coverage is that I want to be able to bring pressure and I want to be able to do that and do that well. And so you can't assume that linebackers know how to blitz. You can't assume that D linemen are going to understand their different rules and stunting and things like that. And so I want to talk about some of the base blitzes to start out with. So with this being a field and boundary um, defense, so we have the boundary here. What I like to do is be able to have we have help in the boundary if we need to. So I would say making our base is slanting to the field. Um, I don't know. I've gone both. I've gone all different ways. But for this case, let's just say that that's kind of our base. We're going to slant. So with that, we can easily, um, send in some blitzes that work well off of that. And so if we know that our tackle here is going B gap, well, then he's going to have to go C gap. And so one of the simplest blitzes to do is just sending your Mike backer through A gap. Okay, that should be a norm. If you have a really good Mike backer, what he can do is get in. You don't even have to call the blitz. If you want to get more advanced, he's basically keying the running back. If you're playing zone or you're playing something else, and he can get used to, if the back stays in the block, he's going to go and get in on the party. He's going to go fill. But that's something that more, if you're basing out of zone coverage, you can do. But just having a simple A gap blitz here, that's going to allow you to do some different things here. If you're playing man, you still have your outside backers covering the running back. DBs are covering out here, and all 6 of your gaps are covered still. Now, what I like to be able to do, and you have to be able to move the D lineman. You can't just stay in the same thing all the time. And that's one of the things that I struggle with a 4-man front as a base defense, is because it becomes very predictable for an offense, and they have